Okay, so how many of you scroll Marketplace and you get grief for wasting time? Well, here's a story to prove that once in a while, it's not a waste of time. At least it wasn't for a guy named Sheldon Whitcraft. See, Sheldon's grandpa only bought one new tractor in his entire life, and it was this one. It was a 766, and he bought it from Morgan & Morgan in Spokane, Washington in April or May of 1973. And it could have been one of the last ones they ever sold, too, because Morgan & Morgan shut the doors just a few months later in the year. And Grandpa set it up like a big horse, duals, full rack of front weights. And, it was an open station at first, but he took the fenders off and bolted on a safety cab in 75. A few years later, though, he was farming close to about 900 acres and ended up having to trade that 766 in on a used 7520. He never got rid of the fenders, though, for whatever reason. So fast forward to 2014, maybe 2015. Sheldon's out there with Grandpa, and he finds the old fenders and asks about them. Grandpa tells him the story about the tractor, and at the time, he thought that there were photos somewhere, but before they could surface, Grandpa lost a battle with lung cancer. I believe it was in August of 2016. And when those photos did turn up, it lit a fire under Sheldon. And even though he didn't have the serial number or any of the paperwork or any of that, in 2021, he made up his mind, serial number or not, I'm bringing that tractor home. I'm going to find it. I don't know where it is. I don't care. I'm going to find it. I'm bringing it home. And sure enough, about a year later, 766 pops up as a suggested listing on Marketplace. It was like 10 miles away, and it did have a safety cap. Something clicked and told him I should go look at that tractor. So he did. And the seller had bought it from some little old lady in Idaho a few years prior. And he didn't know much about it, but Sheldon had the photos with him. And after he took a good, long, hard look, he was convinced that was Grandpa's. And he bought it on the spot, and he drove it home. Since then, he's cleaned it up, bolted those fenders back on it, and gotten rid of the cab so it looks like it did in 1973. And he still uses it today. So, yeah, keep scrolling Marketplace and Tractor Zoom and Tractor House and all those sites. Sheldon's story proves that those old tractors are out there and they want to be found and they want to come home. And hey, if you've got a story like that, hit the link in the video description and give us a short and sweet version. Maybe we'll share yours next. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.